is Ben, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Gumbie Gear Review. I just got back from 3 days out in beautiful Florida, well, Stark, Florida, at the Southeast Adventure Vehicle Expo, also known as SAVE. And while there, I had all my Bluetti power stations for the public to see. And one of the things I had on display is this right here. The new, and when I mean new, because it's not available to the public until April 2nd of this year. And this is the Bluetti Ac240. And the 240 is 2,400 watts and 1,536 watt hours of power. And this thing is this is the biggest power station I've had to date. While we were there at the SAVE, I met a gentleman named Mark Hughes. And if you go to my SEMPER Gumbie channel, you will see a video of us powering up and charging his wheelchair with the Ac240. Mark and his family and his friends from the Sons of Liberty Outdoors channel power up all their equipment using Bluetti equipment. So we're going to dig deeper and talk about the Ac240. Like I said, it's not available till April 2nd, but we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you what this thing has. But if you weren't able to check it out at SAVE, I will be at the 2024 More Expo, April 19th and 20th in Springfield, Missouri. I will be on Storytellers Row, and I will have the Ac240 along with the expansion battery, the B210, and together this thing has over, almost 4,500 watts. And if you throw another expansion battery on top of that, you could put up to 3 expansion batteries to this power station and have close to 10,000 watts. It is crazy. But like I said, come out to the SEMPER Gumbie camper, Storytellers Row, April 19th and 20th at the More Expo in Springfield, Missouri. And if you don't have your tickets, I will put a link to the event down below in the description box. And if you use the discount code SEMPERGUMBIE10, you'll get 10% and save you some money that way. So let's go and check out the Ac240. This big power station is a beast. When you purchase your Ac240, you're going to get a really nice nylon bag. You're also going to get a owner's manual. You are going to get the AC charging cable. You're also going to get the solar charging cable. And they do make an RV power cable for RV's 12-volt devices, but that's not included in here, and that's sold separately. And then with your expansion battery, your B210, you're going to get the expansion cord that goes from your Ac240 to your expansion battery, your B210. And this is a pretty heavy duty cord. Now let's go over the front of the Ac240. Now the top of the Ac240, there is no wireless charging on this unit itself like the AC180 or the smaller units. Here on the left hand side, you do have a silver button, and that is the power button. Now this is a heavy unit. It's one of the heavier units that I've had. This thing weighs 72 pounds. So just be aware that if you're going to move it around, that it is heavy. It does have 2 handles on each side with a little bit of rubber grip, and it is built in. These handles do not move. So like I said, be aware that it's 72 pounds. Now to power on the unit, you're going to press and hold the power button for more than 2 seconds and then release it. You will see the green light come on, and you will see a DC input, DC output there on the left, AC input and AC output on the right. Now I have 81% charged because I charged this at the Expo using solar power panels, and I charged it up to like 94%. So I've got 81% right now. And above that, it's in the eco charge mode. So on the left-hand side, you have your DC outlet. And here on the left-hand side of the DC section, you have a 12-volt DC 10 amp. And everybody's like, I wish they made a larger one for diesel heaters because the 10 amps isn't large enough. Well, here's your answer, folks. On the right side, you have a 12-volt DC 30 amp plug. So for those who run diesel heaters, that is your answer right there. You do have a 30 amp plug there. And right above it, you do have your DC power on button. You hit that once, and then your DC input shows up there on the side. To turn it on, you just go ahead and hit it, and your green light gets illuminated, and now your DC side is powered on. Moving on to the middle, you do have your USB section. This one, they do give you two USB-Cs, and those are both 100 watts. So you don't have your wireless charging, but they do give you two USB-C 100 watt inputs there. So, you know, your iPhones or anything that takes, say your laptops, anything that needs a higher charging capacity. And then on your bottom, you have your typical USB-As. They're 18 watts. And then again, to turn it on, you just go ahead and hit your USB button there on the top. If you look here on the right-hand side, these are your AC output, 120 volts, and this is 2400 watts. If you look here on the bottom section, you do have two AC outputs for your 120 regular plugs. And on the top here, you do have, for those who have RVs or anything, you have one 30 amp plug. So if you haven't want to power up your RV or anything like that, you can use this unit to do that. Whether you have an adapter or have a direct plug in there. And then of course you go ahead and hit your AC button here. That should turn on. And there you go. So those are your three power sources right there: AC, USB, and DC. You'll see your little icons there on the bottom, and this right here is your remaining battery life. So I have 57.7 hours left on this battery charge based on what I have now. But I like this feature here, the 30 amp, because then I could use it for larger campers or larger power demands. Okay, the really cool thing with this is the Bluetti app. So we're going to go ahead. Now Bluetti has, most of Bluetti power stations now come with a Bluetti Bluetooth app. So let's go ahead and add that AC240. Now my devices, I have an AC200L, an AC180P. So let's go ahead and add a device. We're going to go ahead and add the device, and it's going to search for it. We'll swipe down and I'm going to make sure this thing's on. I'm going to add that. It's the AC240. So now I have my AC240 added, and as you can see, I've got 81%. Basically, I can turn it on my DC and USB. I can turn on my AC. I can shut it off. I can can check out my battery information. And right now I can also shut the unit down in 10 seconds. And the unit is now shutting down, and now it is shut down. So that's a really cool feature. You don't have to be at the power station. You can do it remotely. So we're going to go ahead and charge up the unit. Okay, like I said, you just put it in and it snaps right in. And once I plug it in, it'll start charging. Okay, we just plugged it in. Let's see what we got. Okay, we're at 826 watts coming in. And I think that'll jump up higher than that in just a second. Now, I don't know if you can hear it, but the fan is so super quiet. Can you guys hear that? Probably not. It is so quiet. You think this Bluetti AC240 can handle it? Set it to 400 degrees. Okay, here we go. We're hitting start. $1,400. It's on. It's handling it. $1,480, so just under 1,500 watts, and it's pretty stout. And that jumped up the AC input because it has pass-through charging to 1,800 watts. So we got 1,800 watts coming in, 1,400 watts going out. So we're still charging while we're using. Okay, so it did work. And let's see what that jumps back. And it went back down to 800 watts. So it handled that. So we can bring an air fryer if we wanted to go camping. So cool. Now, what do I think about the AC240? I think it's a great stout power station if you're looking for something that can power up most of your needs. Now, I use a lot of power demands either in my camper, my truck, or my ProMaster van. And once I put this in there, it usually stays there the whole trip or the whole weekend. Now, there are pros and cons with the power stations. Now, the cons for this would be its weight, but you know, it doesn't negate me from using it, because once I put it in where I'm going to set it, it usually stays there. The pros to this is I get a lot of power out of something like this, and it's versatile. It is expandable using the B210 expandable expansion battery. You know, with 2 of those or 3 of these, I could make this power station up to 10,000 watts, and that could last me pretty much the whole trip. And using solar power panels at the same time makes this power station pretty versatile. So if you want to check out Bluetti's AC240 power station, I will be at the More Expo, April 19th and 20th on Storyteller Row. If you're looking to purchase your tickets, go down below, click on the link, and use the promo code SEMPERGUMBIE10 and save yourself 10% off your tickets. Hey, every little bit counts, right? Save some cash. and come by and grab yourself some stickers and Bluetti magnets and sign-ups to win some Semper Gumbie swag. We'll see you there. Come on out.